on to the next topic called as switch. Hope you all understand the concept of hub. And now we are going to read the topic under the switch. A switch is a device, that is used to segment networks into different subnetworks or LAN segments. And again, this is also called as a hardware devices, and it connects the multiple nodes, and it is connected with multiple nodes to receive the information from all the nodes. It sends only to the selector node. The messages which is getting to the switch is sent only to the destination node, which is opposite to that of hub. A switch is responsible for filtering. The main advantage of switch is the filtering. That means it transforming the data in a specific way and for forwarding the packets between the LAN segments. In between the path, if one computer is sending the messages to another computer on the network which is getting connected. So let us make the diagram of it. If this computer 1 needs to send the messages to computer 2, this is a computer 2. Let us assume this as a computer 2. What happens? So this switch, in between the switch will be having in between the network. So the switch will be transmitting the data to only one network, only one destination computer. So it will not send the messages to any of the other computers. So the switch is called for filtering process. So that's why it is known as it is transforming the data in specific way and for forwarding the packets between the LAN segments. So working of switch, let us see the working of switch. The switch has same job as that of hub, that is to connect multiple computers. So both are having the same job. So the hub is also connected multiple computers and switch is also connecting multiple computers. But the main difference is that switch is a smart device. So they are mentioning that switch is a smart device, but hub is a dumb device or a non-intelligent device. So it can identify the intended destination and send the information only to the target computers. As I have already said you, so this switch is an intelligent device and it is a smart device which knows the destination where the message is going to send. So that's why it is called as what? Smart device. No unnecessary traffic is generated because all the messages are sent only to the destination and it does not affect all the other nodes. So that's why there is no unnecessary traffic and it can send and receive the information at the same time. It is the opposite that of hub. Hub cannot able to send or receive the messages at the same time. It can do any one thing at one time, but this working of switch, the switch can work for both sending and receiving the information at the same time. So these are the main differences of switch and hub. So this is the picture of switches, network switches, which is having the multiple ports which is connected within the networks. So this is the working of switch. If one computer is sending any messages to hub and this hub is transmitting that data to only one computer, intended destination, it knows where the data is to be sent. That is called as intended destination. Can follow this picture to know more about the switch. That's why it is called as intelligent device. So why the switch is called as intelligent device? Because the switch uses the MAC address. I have already said you, MAC full form is media access control. That means this MAC is having the unique address. So this MAC is having the unique address to send the data to the selector node. So the switch is using the MAC address to send the data to the selector node. The switch is called as active device and it is equipped with the network software in it. So let us move on to the next part of the video, and this is your repeaters. So the next comes the repeaters. As I have said you, these repeaters are used to strengthen the signals in between the computers, to strengthen the signals. So let us read the definition line by line. A repeater is a device that amplifies and restores the signal for long distance transmission. Okay, so it amplifies means I have already said you to, it is making the strength to that signal. Okay, so it is used to boost strength of a signal being transmitted on the network. Okay, for any long distance transmission, if there is any signal lagging and this repeater is placed in between that network to regenerate the weak signals. On the other way, it is used to boost the signal being transmitted on the network. Okay, it is used to boost the signal being transmitted on the network. It is generally used in long distance network where chances of signal loss is more. You can easily able to understand this point, as because if there is a chance of signal loss through the long distance, this repeater is used. It copies the weak signals and regenerate it with full strength. Okay, so what it does, the main role is that it is copying the weak signals and it is regenerating that signals with full strength. Okay, and it is used to connect similar devices, and it is connecting the same type of devices again and again, and they are cost effective and does not need any processing. Okay, to work with it, there is no need of any that much circumstances to work with it, and it is easy to install and it is very cost effective also. And this is a picture of repeater, you can see, and these are the network 1 and this is your network 2. In between they have placed the repeaters. Okay, so this repeater is connected within the switch on both the ends. So the next type of networking devices is bridge. So this bridge is also your networking devices, networking hardware devices. Okay, and it is a device that lets you link two networks together. So by using this bridge, we can connect it with two types of network to share the messages on each types of networks on the network, and bridges are smart enough to know which computers are on which side of the bridge. So they are mentioning that the bridge is a smart device, as because it knows that which computers are on which side of the network, so that it can able to communicate with it and send the messages easily across the network. Okay, so bridge can handle the networks that follows the same protocol. Okay, so it can handle the networks only if the networks are following the same protocols. So the protocols is nothing but the set of rules in network. Okay, so protocol is nothing but the set of rules which is followed in the networking. Let us see the picture of bridge. So this center thing is called as bridge, and it is separated with segment 1 and segment 2. Okay, the segment 1 is one type of network and segment 2 is another type of network, and this bridge is a smart device to know on which computers it should send the messages. Okay, on the next slide we are going to see the routers. Okay, so this router is a hardware device. Okay, this is your hardware networking device, and this router is working like a bridge, but it can handle different protocols. This is opposite of bridge. This is an opposite of bridge, as because bridge is following only one protocols, but this router is handling different protocols. So this router is responsible for receiving, analyzing and moving the incoming data packets to another network. Okay, what it does, it is receiving the data and it will be analyze the data, and it is moving that incoming data. Okay, and it is moving the data packets to another network. Okay, so and it is responsible for forwarding the data from one network to the different networks. Okay, first it will receive, after that it will analyze, on next thing it will move the data packets to another type of networks. Okay, so because it is following the different protocols, so it is easy for any type of network to connect this with the router, and the router is responsible for forwarding the data from one network to the different network. Okay, so the next point is, if the destination is unknown to a router, it sends the traffic to another router which knows the destination. Suppose if the router is not knowing the destination, where to send the messages, to which computer it is going to send the messages, it will be sending the traffic to the nearest router with it. Okay, so it will be sending the traffic to another router which knows the destination. Okay, so this is the picture of router. So router is placed in between the hub and the switch. Let us move on to the next type of networking devices called gateway. So this gateway is a node which is considered as an entrance point to other networks. So in the previous slide, I have shown you the hub and the switches are like a gateway. Okay, so this is like an entrance point in which the computers are working to send the messages. So it is a node in which it is considered as entrance point to another networks. So it connects the dissimilar networks that follows different protocols with different properties. Okay, it is connecting what? Dissimilar networks. It is connecting the different types of networks and which follows different protocols with different properties. Each protocols are followed with different properties. That's why they have said that this gateway is connecting with different types of networks which follows the different protocols. It establishes the intelligent connection between local area networks with completely different structures. Okay. So this gateway is nothing but it is connecting the different networks, and it can be any hardware or any software or a combination of both. Okay. Then it acts as a proxy server or firewall. So in our computer we have stored that we are having the proxy server, firewall. So it might be a hardware or a software. Okay. So generally router switch is used as a gateway device in networking. So I have said you that we have used the gateway as a router or a switch in networking. Okay. See the gateway. So in this gateway we have used switch as the gateway in between the computers to send the messages to and from the computers. So the next thing is Wi-Fi card. Wi-Fi card is nothing but it is a small card which is connecting with the Wi-Fi network. Okay, so it is similar to Ethernet card, but it allows our computers to connect with other devices without the wire. So this Wi-Fi card is called for wireless connectivity card, and it is making the other devices to make connected with computers without any wires. Okay, so it is used to connect your computer to a particular Wi-Fi network. Okay, and Wi-Fi card is connected in either USB port or made it fit with a PCI Express card slot on the motherboard of the computer. So it is either connected with USB port or it is present inside the motherboard of the computer, and it can be working for both receiver and the transmitter. Okay, it can work for both receiver and the transmitter. Okay, and then it allows to connect our devices to hotspot available. So you know that hotspot, so we can try to on the hotspot if we need any connections between the networks within the devices. So for that the Wi-Fi card is getting used, and advantage is that it allows computers to become a part of a network without being physically connected through a wire or can be placed anywhere. So the main advantage is that it is wireless. So we can connect what? We can connect the network within the any particular spaces without any wires. Okay, without any physical connection is getting needed. So this is the picture of Wi-Fi card in which it is connected within the motherboard of our CPU. Okay, so where the slot is provided, or it can be either connected with USB port also. Okay, hope you have understood the videos of networking devices, and I will share the important questions under this computer networking devices and other topics under the computer networks in the further videos. Until then, study well. Thank you.